With this WVLI News Update, I'm Rob West, back with a look at today's news right after this.
Stay connected to your community, even on the go. The WVLI Podcast Network brings you 3 great local shows. The WVLI News Update keeps you informed. Kankakee Valley Community Happenings gets you ready for the weekend. And This One Time in Kankakee shares the incredible stories of our area. Find the WVLI Podcast Network wherever you get your podcasts or at WVLI927.com. The voices you trust beyond the dial.
We continue under that extreme heat warning until midnight Thursday night. National Weather Service says we can expect high temperatures in the mid-90s, heat indices nearing 110 over the next couple of days. They say that you should stay inside as much as possible, drink plenty of water, stay away from alcohol, wear light clothing if you do have to go outside, take frequent breaks, and make sure that you check on your neighbors and friends. Make sure your pets have plenty of water. Keep them inside as much as possible as well. Don't leave animals or children inside a locked car. Temperatures can reach deadly levels quickly in this heat. Grundy County Sheriff's Office, along with agents of the FBI, served a search warrant in a home on Kevin Drive in Diamond Tuesday. In a Facebook post, Grundy County deputies say the search warrant and related arrest warrant were part of an investigation into child sex crimes. They do say a man was taken into custody, though his name's not been released due to the ongoing investigation. Over 72 million Americans expected to travel 50 miles or more during the upcoming 4th of July holiday weekend. Illinois State Police Trooper Jamie Bufford says increased numbers of cars on the highway mean an increased possibility for crashes.
The Illinois State Police has identified 4 traffic violations that would either cause or significantly increase the severity of those crashes. We call those the Fatal 4, which would be driving under the influence, speeding, not wearing your seatbelt, and distracted driving.
Trooper Bufford says the state police have joined law enforcement agencies across the state with increased patrols for this week and the holiday weekend.
The ISP always encourages people to designate that sober driver, maybe use a ride share if possible. Keep your eyes focused on the road. Try to avoid those distractions. Watch your speed, and, of course, buckle up every trip.
And Trooper Bufford reminds you that if you see an emergency vehicle alongside the road with its emergency lights on, it's state law. You need to slow down and move over. Portion of I-57 in Iroquois County had to be shut down for a time Tuesday morning due to a single vehicle crash. Jake Lamore has the details.
Rob, WCIA-TV says Illinois State Police reported a commercial vehicle rolled over in the northbound lanes of I-57 near Clifton around 7:30 Tuesday morning. When the vehicle overturned, it spilled the produce it was hauling in the median. ISP shut down the northbound lanes and diverted traffic off to exit 293 while the crash and produce were cleaned up. No serious injuries were reported. ISP reopened the northbound lanes just after 11 yesterday morning. I'm Jake Lamore.
As we get closer to the 4th of July holiday weekend, more and more people will be using fireworks, some legal and some illegal. Kankakee City Fire Department EMS Coordinator and Community Risk Reduction Officer Lieutenant Enrique Zacco reminds you to be careful with all kinds of fireworks.
We got to be careful, especially with sparklers. They seem harmless. However, they do burn at over 1,200 degrees. So we want to make sure that we keep them out of reach of children. If you are going to use them, make sure you are attended by an adult and also have some type of extinguishing agent.
Lieutenant Zacco says it's best to leave the fireworks displays to the professionals.
Over 17,000 injuries happen from fireworks each year. So we want to make sure that we keep the big displays or really any displays up to the professionals.
There are a number of fireworks displays planned for this weekend across the area. You can find out more about locations and times for those fireworks displays under the Community Calendar tab on our website. A 61-year-old Hoopeston woman sentenced last Friday to 3 years of probation and ordered to pay $2,500 in a fine for voting twice during a federal election. In a press release, the United States Attorney's Office for the Central District of Illinois says Brenda Newth pled guilty in January to voting more than once in a federal election. Prosecutors say she voted on Election Day, then posted on Facebook she had tested the system and it failed. Newth later admitted to investigators she voted early during the election, then again on Election Day. Newth could have gotten up to 5 years in prison and as much as a $10,000 fine. Kankakee County Sheriff's Office looking for help to find those responsible for a series of cable thefts in the county over the last several weeks. Sheriff's Department Chief Deputy Trent Bukowski has our Crime Stoppers tip of the week.
Although multiple arrests have been made, investigators believe that these thefts are being committed by several different individuals. In many cases, those arrested have continued to commit similar offenses after being released, making these investigations an ongoing priority. Recent thefts have been reported near 3500 East and 2000 South Road in Aroma Park on June 14th. 3500 North and 15500 East Road in Momence on June 16th. 7400 block of East Parr Street and Sun River Terrace on June 18th. 2000 South Road and Highland Road in Aroma Park on June 24th. And again near 4000 East and 2000 South Road in Aroma Park on June 25th. Anyone who witnessed suspicious activity in these areas or has information that could assist investigators is encouraged to contact Crime Stoppers by calling 815-93-CRIME.
Tips to Crime Stoppers are anonymous, could result in a cash reward. Governor JB Pritzker issued a state disaster proclamation Tuesday after months of severe weather and flooding caused widespread damage across Illinois. From March through last month, Illinois experienced record-breaking severe storms, tornadoes, heavy rain, flash flooding, and straight-line winds. The disaster proclamation includes Kankakee County following the March 10th tornado that went through Aroma Park and parts of Kankakee, and includes LaSalle County for the June 11th tornado that went through Streeter and Dwight. The declaration makes additional state resources and personnel available to support recovery operations and can facilitate requests for state and federal disaster assistance. Indiana Governor Mike Braun says his administration will reimburse local governments for gas tax revenue lost during the state's temporary fuel tax suspension. Indiana News Now's Joe Olery reports.
Indiana Capital Chronicle reports a request to transfer money from the State Highway Fund will go before the Board of Finance soon. If approved, local governments could receive payments within days. Some communities had delayed road projects over funding concerns. The administration says future transfers will keep local governments whole while the tax suspension remains in effect. I'm Joe Ullery, Indiana News Service.
Mega Millions jackpot rolled over again. Mark Mayfield fills us in.
There was no grand prize winner on Tuesday night, so the next drawing on Friday will be worth at least $542 million. The cash option on that works out to be $242 million. I'm Mark Mayfield.
In sports, Sox, Cubs, and Cards all won yesterday. Cubs beat the Padres 9-7. Sox down the Orioles 9-3. The Cards took down the Braves 5-3. Same teams in action today. World Cup knockout round of 32 continues today. England faces the Democratic Republic of the Congo from Atlanta. Belgium battles Senegal in Seattle. And the United States squares off against Bosnia-Herzegovina this evening in Santa Clara. That is a look at news and sports here on this Wednesday. Have a good rest of your day. Be safe, everybody. I'm Rob West.
This one time in Kankakee, the county sheriff was arrested. In November 1961, a historic legal standoff shook the community when sitting Sheriff Carl McNutt was indicted. Discover the facts behind an unprecedented state police intervention and a rare chapter in our local history. Listen to the newest episode of This One Time in Kankakee wherever you get your podcasts or at WVLI927.com.